Hello guys, I'd like to share with you a video from one of our clients in the USA. He recently got in an accident on his Vector Vortex. Well, he will tell it to you by himself in the next video. I just wanted to tell that although our frames are might have extra weight, we build them in a way that you can be sure that even if you hit something or jump, it won't crack in half. Comparing to other frame manufacturers that have a weight limit on the frame, and you can ride on the edge of this limit, and even if something happens, they can tell, okay, we told you, you're above the weight limit for our frame. With our frame, it's not the case. You can be sure that no matter what, the frame will be the last part that will break. So by buying our quality product, you know what you're paying for. And the important thing from the videos that you're gonna see is that the components such as battery was not damaged, and even the battery box was not deformed. So battery, all the electronics, and complete rear part of the bike was not damaged, was not deformed. So I guess it's like the best quality result we can get, and we really happy that everything ended up well and our client is okay. But just one more time, think about if you ride in not on our frame, just think about what would happen to your bike if you hit something on that speed. That's all I wanted to say, and you can enjoy the next video.
This is Dakota Carter. I'm here with my Vector Vortex. Shipped from Ukraine. I got it about 6 months back, and recently crashed into a fire hydrant at about 45 miles per hour. And it honestly sustained minimal damage. I'm sitting here with a broken leg at the moment and a mild concussion, but other than that, I'm alright. I got lucky. I went over the fire hydrant into it, but as you can see, the front tire was obliterated. Not that bad. That's what absorbed most of my impact. Going 45 directly head first into a fire hydrant is quite a force. The entire front was bent out of shape a bit. I'm surprised the shocks are doing as well as they are. I'm honestly impressed. The shocks actually held up really well. The frame isn't doing as well. It did a great job protecting all of the vitals, protecting the electronics. The entire electronics still work. I can still turn it on and it still drives, which is extremely impressive. Yeah, my custom turn signals still turn on even though they're broken off. Headlights still on. I have custom controls for that. Yeah, headlight still works. Everything still works, and it still even drives forwards if I hit the nozzle or if I hit the throttle. So all the electronics are fine. Check the screen. Yep, even the screen turns on. It's madness. This thing is so damn durable, but because of the massive force put on the front of the bike, it did have to take some of that absorption from the front bars. These two bars seem to crack. This one in the center bent inwards, absorbing most of the shock, which caused the frame to bend slightly inwards and just pop off the panel slightly. But a 45 mile force was my entire body weight, 220 pounds. into a fire hydrant. I say this thing's holding up very well. I wouldn't technically have to replace the frame. I could have it bent back into shape a bit and weld it, but I'd prefer to replace the frame. I'm definitely going to be replacing the frame, as some of the screw supports are broken out of place. But my innards are fine. My battery's fine. I'll be opening this up later to show the battery and the inside content to see how the controller's doing. But yeah, everything's working. It's just the body that was damaged. My little cover here is damaged, of course, too, but that's just BMS. This BMS plastic. My alarm still works. All electronics still work, so I'm happy. Hey guys, this is Dakota back with the aftermath of my Vector Vortex crash. Finally got the broken side panel off. That's definitely not recoverable, but they're fairly cheap, and if not buying them, they're pretty easy to make. Not the aluminum plated ones, but you can easily make an ABS plastic sheet and cut that into a proper frame piece. But anyways, I was just making another video to show the innards and how they did up against this crash, which once again was about a 40 to 45 mile per hour crash directly into a fire hydrant. My leg is almost fully recovered. It's been about a month since the crash, but as you can see, all the innards stayed pretty well protected. None of the sockets for the screws popped out, which I was pretty surprised about. Even the battery bolt stayed pretty linearly and didn't shift at all, so I won't be having to do any work on that. The battery itself is really good. It's still showing power. Still can fully turn on the motor. All the electronics still work. It's purely mechanical. Yeah, the front tire's just not there anymore. So once I get the fork replaced and the front tire, everything works. It's just getting the new frame in, and that should be about it. As you can see, the battery's still in good condition. The controller's still in good condition. The crash didn't really affect any of the wiring. It didn't affect the computer system in there. Brake lights still even work. I don't have the key at the moment, so I can't turn it on. But yeah, the back shock did really well. That absorbed a lot of the pressure. And yeah, the chain's still attached. That held up really well. You just have to keep a good chain tension, which is a tiny bit loose right now, but that's not too bad. The motor did really well. It's still spinning linearly. No bends. The back swing arm is doing really well as well, so I won't have to be replacing that. I just have to replace this center column because, as you can see, a little bit of warping here. Overall, man, this thing did exactly what it's supposed to. This is built for mountain climbing and definitely built to take a beating. Because I don't think any other bike would have held up this well. No motorcycle, no e-bike, no bicycle. Definitely not in a 40 to 45 mile per hour collision with a fire hydrant. The brake system's still working. It's still good. I got these sliders on here. Definitely did a really good job at keeping the frame from scraping up. Same with these. You can actually attach these straight into the tubing, and they do a great job at protecting the sides of your frame. Even though I'll be replacing this one. Not too expensive though. Yeah, everything's doing well. As long as you put the wiring on correctly, your wiring's good. Yeah, all the electronics work. I have some custom wiring in here, but other than that, it's all stock. Definitely have to get that front tire replaced though. I am thoroughly impressed with this. I even think the front brakes held up pretty well. I'm definitely gonna have to detach those at some point because yeah, that disc is That disc did not do well up against the fire hydrant, as expected though. I don't think there's any disc you can buy that would survive that. That's all. I hope this has been informative. This is definitely a good buy if you want a bike that can survive damn near anything.